Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Friday follow-up in the continuing journey of accountability. I am definitely a creature of habit. Obviously, I want to do good habits and not bad habits, but habits are habits. And every Sunday morning, one of the habits I have is I like to go out and get the Sunday paper. It's a large amount of pages, and even though I get most of my news online, I like to get the weekly Sunday paper so I can do the crossword puzzle and the jumbles and kind of read some of the obscure articles that don't make it to mainstream online. And for those of you who have been following my blog, building the periodic table of tops, you can imagine my delight when I saw this article from the Maine Sunday Telegram written by Penelope Overton. I want to make sure she gets credit for this article, where they found rare elements in Maine. Now, for those of you who haven't been following the blog, and I don't know why you haven't been, you can find it on the website or on the official Facebook page for Tops. I'm taking the elements from nature, and some of them you probably might not recognize the ones that are listed in the article, but you're familiar with oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, helium. So that we need these elements, and that's how life exists. And elements sometimes will come together to form a compound to kind of help each other to do something different. You might recognize hydrogen and oxygen. You take two hydrogens and one oxygen, and lo and behold, you have water. So as I've been taking these elements and applying them to the TOPS mission, like an example, I'll take H for excuse me, I'll take H for hydrogen, and I'll use it to symbolize health. And I did a blog about health in TOPS. Or O for oxygen, I went O for opportunities, the opportunities that we have in TOPS to help each other for the support, which I used S for support on that one. So you can see there's a sample above my head in this picture as I'm building our own periodic table for TOPS. Well, in nature, there's 118 elements, and I'm going to be using 52 elements to build our table. You might say it's a different way of setting a table. And the idea is to take these elements and use them to kind of help our journey going forward. Now, what I would like to use this message for with this article that was found in the paper is a rare earth find. Now, in nature, like I said, oxygen and hydrogen, nitrogen, those are plentiful elements. And in TOPS, there are a lot of elements that we think of right away that can help us. The scale to help us keep accountable, right? Support, the main thing about us that sets us apart from all other weight loss organizations and stuff. Those quickly come to mind. F for food, which is fluoride in nature, but F is food. N for nitrogen, nutrition for us. And I'm building these tables because, like I said, the ones that we can look at and remember right off, and they're plentiful, it's easy. But what about those rare ones? Because we are all unique individuals, and sometimes there might be something out there that we haven't come across yet. And that's what caught my eye with this article, is because some of you struggle. Some of you have great success right out of the gate. Some of us have success, we struggle, we have success, we struggle. And we're all looking for that. What's that last element? What is that last piece that is going to complete the table for a successful journey? It was very interesting as I was, excuse me, it's winter time for another cold to come. What was unique, and this is a challenge, and I challenge myself to do this, is to find that element, that symbol in nature, and make it apply to tops. Is what is that? Like I said, what's that rare element? What's that last piece that's going to go into that table so that you look across and say, that's the one I need this week, this month, this year to get me forward? Well, one can say that in nature, all the elements have already been discovered, but they're not. It just wasn't automatically set that the whoever put the periodic table together in science said, you know what, we're going to have just 118. Actually, it started with a lot less, and over time, elements get added with new discoveries. And that's what we're trying to do in TOPS. We're trying to find new ways to help members lose weight, get a healthier lifestyle. And we're progressing. We should, after all, we've got a good history behind us. We'll be celebrating our 75th year as a weight loss organization in 2023. Well, it's easy to surmise that back maybe 70 years ago, not everything was discovered or put together in TOPS, because over the years we're looking for that next element, that element that has not been discovered yet or applied to what we need to support each other in our journey to a healthier lifestyle. Which, as if you can go to my blog, you've seen that I was able to put 4 elements from nature together to spell out life path. Now that is pretty unique, to find those together, to put that into play, to realize that that's what we're on. It is not just, okay, I lost this week and I'm all set, or I've lost the 40 pounds that the doctor has asked me to do and I'm all set. No, it's an ongoing mission. It is a life path where we need to take the elements to find the ones that we need to apply to our situation. And again, there's some that real plentiful and we all use them because they're there. But because of our individuality, the opportunities that we need to find, some of us need that rare element, that last piece that's going to put it all together and set the table for our healthy life, our quality of life. It's so much, and it's easy for me to say that I had great success, but it's an ongoing struggle. For those of the folks who know me in Maine 20 years ago, I was the Maine king, and I lost 100 pounds. But that was a great focus. Yes, don't get me wrong. But at the time, that's what I was focusing on. I didn't realize that what I had gained was a healthier lifestyle. Yes, we talked about it, stuff like that, but it wasn't until everything came into play that I realized, wow, I just wasn't aware of what I needed to keep going. And then over years, over 20 plus years, I unfortunately have put some of the weight back on. Can't hide it. It's happening. I've talked about it in different vlogs on Fridays about what's going on. But I think what's happening to me right now is that I'm looking for that rare element. I'm looking for that next element that's out there that's going to help me kind of tie in with the other ones. And that's what I've been trying to do with the blogs that are on the TOPS website, where each one can basically be a program that you all can share with your chapter. Now, granted, you could take an obscure element and talk about that at the meeting, And I dare say some of the folks in the chapter will say, yeah, that really doesn't apply to me. But that's okay. You are aware of it because maybe 2 months, 3 months, maybe a year down the road, you're going to say, whoa, I remember hearing about this element from the periodic table of tops that now makes sense. And that's what we need to do. So that's another way of sharing ideas. It's real easy just to say, okay, eat less, move more. No, it's more complicated than that. And that's why I like to take what I learned in science and stuff and try to make it apply to TOPS members to try to help them think of things in a different way. Remember, 75 years ago, some of the things that we're talking about now were never mentioned back then. It's a progression. It's a life path. It's that journey that we're looking for, that one next element that's going to keep us going. So I hope you, if you haven't been reading my blogs on every other Friday, on going to the website, or you can pick them up on the official Facebook page of TOPS. I hope you take a look at it and see. Maybe the first one you read won't apply, or maybe it does apply, you want to share it with your chapter. That's great. That's what we're looking for. This is not a shameless plug for people to read my blogs. It's just another way that I have to share with TOPS members what I've learned over 20 years, what I can hopefully help the next person get to where they need to be on their life path. It's nice to say I'd like to save the world all at once, but we can't do that. But we can save the world by just saving one person at a time, helping one person get over that obstacle that seems to be holding them back, finding that one element that person needs to create and foster and expand on their life path. So I hope you give it a look. Share your comments and thoughts. The table is halfway built, where I'll be introducing the 26th element, I believe, today. I get a little confused sometimes jumping back from vlogs to blogs, but I believe it's not the 26th, the 25th, but again, we're at the halfway point coming up for sure. So I hope you give it a look. I hope you understand that it's obesity. Battling obesity is a complex thing, and we all need to learn together. And again, like I've said this before in our TOPS chapter, it's a safe zone. We're not judgmental. We're there to help find those elements for our members to put together and use for their life path. Now, for the journey of accountability, I had another school board meeting last night. I was unable to get a weigh in, but in all honesty, I most likely had a gain based on what I'm aware of my home scale. I'm just going to try to hang on for the rest of the year. Maybe that's not the best attitude, but right now, that's the element I need to focus on. Just get through these next couple of weeks. And you know what? 2023 is going to be a banner year. And let's just all get together and have the best 2023 as we can. And maybe we'll find that rare element that will turn the switch and we'll have that great life path. See you next Friday.